If you close your eyes and listen, you can hear all the Nintendo fans raging hard as fuck well into the internet ether, which ends up sounding a lot like a bunch of people yodeling into a gaping fucking asshole after a while, because some of it is just preposterous shit, because the Nintendo Switch is getting too many Nintendo Wii U ports. Now, all jokes aside, all cynicism aside, all sarcasm aside, I try to look at this from both sides so I can understand each perspective and try to call it right down the middle. But for the most part, I don't mind ports of any system on current gen. I have no problem with it whatsoever because I understand it from a business standpoint and I understand it from a consumer standpoint. Right now, we're looking at Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which personally I was absolutely fucking stoked for because it has all the DLC on that bitch, and I was like, because on Wii U, I have none of it. Fucking zero. And it has a battle mode. It's like, this shit. This is shit we need. And then Pokken Tournament, which, you know, they went and they decided that they were going to talk about that shit, and everybody's like, oh man, we're going to get a Pokemon game on Switch. Pokken Tournament. They were like, ugh. But it's got a shit ton of extra stuff in it. Lots of extra characters, and this was already a gargantuan game. One that didn't even sell insanely well to begin with, which I thought was kind of odd because it is a solid-ass motherfucking fighting game. And I was like, this right here. It's like Pokemon Stadium on super fucking Tekken-like steroids. And it was like, that I'm fine with. That is absolutely okay. And to a further extent, I guess you could say The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but in the midst of making that, one of the reasons why I think that it got delayed is they thought to themselves, okay, we need to get this shit a Nintendo Switch port, so let's just go work on this game, refine it, maybe add in a little bit of extra shit, all the while of working on this for a completely different system, just so they can release simultaneously and put that bitch out there, and it's a good way to get the Nintendo Switch to start selling. They did it with Nintendo Wii whenever Twilight Princess came out, so it's not all that shocking that it was happening right here. But to me, I didn't think that it was all that big of a deal that we're seeing ports of these games because, well, think about it. Nintendo has been taking past games and re-releasing them for years and years and years. Now, this may piss off a whole lot of people who already have the game, but they are under this, I don't even know where the fuck they get this impression from, but they think that large companies devote all of their talent, all of their studios, all of their resources to working on the port. As if nothing else is being created, like they stop everything that they're doing. No new IPs, no continuations of franchises, no prequels, no add-ons, no nothing. They're just working on this port. Remove your head from your gushing asshole. Clean the shit out and understand that most of the time they outsource this shit to different people and they oversee the project to make sure that it is being done to their quality and standard, or they have extra staff on hand in-house to go and do it there on their home turf. This shit's been like this for years and years and years. You take any large video game company, that's what the fuck they're doing. This isn't new. It's been going on since the 16-bit days. No fucking joke. That's kind of what they do. But people are really angry about it because they're like, well, we're not getting any new games. Yes, you are. New games are fucking coming out. Just give it time. The system is still new. I heard all of this shit whenever the PS4 came out. I heard all this shit whenever the PS3 came out. As a matter of fact, I heard it way more with the PS4 because the PS4 is getting fucking boatloads of ports. I didn't give a shit at all, and I tried to explain to plenty of people out there, while you may have already played the game, lots of other people haven't. As a matter of fact, you figure the PS3 is 10 years old. Actually, it's more than 10 years old now. So think about some of the games that came out then, and you just assume, oh yeah, everybody's already played that shit. It never needs to be re-released. Well, that's how you kind of cockblock the continuation and the relevancy of a franchise or an individual installment of something. I mean, if you want to see anything become successful within the world of gaming, it's prolonged exposure to the masses. Consumers should have the ability at any point time that they should be able to pick up that game and buy it on whatever system that they need to. so that they can enjoy it. Because if not, then they're gonna have to go back, buy the shit used on a system that's not supported anymore, on software that's not supported anymore, on nothing that Nintendo's even devoting anything to. Nintendo's not making Wii U's anymore. They're not making games anymore. So who the fuck cares? They already sold through all that shit. It's fucking done. Finito. Finished. That's it. The end. Fucking curtain call. That's a wrap. Roll credits. All that other fucking shit. And many other analogies that I can go and apply to this shit so it sinks into your thick fucking head. But I'm mad because who the fuck cares? Don't buy it. If you already have the game, don't buy it. I don't understand how having options available to you is a bad thing. They're filling up store shelves with more games, but it's already on this, and it has more shit. At least you aren't getting just a copy fucking pasta port, and that's it. Nothing else extra. And it's in portable form, actual portable form. Not like with the Wii U where it's like, okay, I might be lucky if I can make it up to the shitter without the connection going and deciding it's gonna fucking fizzle out. No, this shit's actually portable. That is a selling point onto itself. You know, until everybody figures out how to get the Wii U emulator up and running 100% and then can do it on their fucking smartphones. But that's neither here nor there, and that's not exactly probably the best thing to go and discuss when we're talking about a company who's trying to go and stay afloat. But still, I don't see the issue with anything like this, because if they went and said some shit like, hey, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go and port some GameCube games on there. Well, shit, I'm all for that. Yeah, but the GameCube games are already released. And they haven't been touched in how fucking long? Like, I get even more fucking exasperated and fucking annoyed whenever they'll say some shit like this. I really wish this game here got a lot more attention. It deserves it. If only they would re-release that shit, right? Like, how many franchises, how many fucking games have you played and you thought to yourself, you know what? This shit did not get enough attention. It deserves it. Yet it got this cult following over time, and if they just re-released it, more people would jump on that fucking bandwagon and be like, huzzah, huzzah, except for it's not happening yet. You're gonna go and turn around and complain about this shit, which is fucking hypocritical. It's an optional purchase for anybody out there. I am all for this shit so long as it doesn't actually stop them from developing all the shit that they are, which it doesn't, so there's no fucking issue at all. Should it be at full price? I personally don't think so. I would always release older titles being re-released at a lower price because it just makes sense. Like when Lego City Undercover got re-released and it was coming at $60, it was like just months before it was getting Nintendo Selects and all that shit for $20. Because that stuff was hard as fuck to find and people were paying mucho fucking dinero for that, and then all of a sudden, do you see what I mean? That stuff right there is fucking maddening. But this is just as maddening. Like, I don't understand why anybody's upset about it. I don't. I defended this shit on Xbox One. I've defended it with Xbox 360. Like, just who the fuck cares? Let these games get re-released. You know, if it wasn't for the fact of things like the Virtual Console, with PSN, with Xbox Live and Arcade and all that shit, if it wasn't for all of that shit, for people being able to go onto Steam, like, if you look at Steam, here, we'll just use Steam as an example. If it wasn't for Steam, many PC games would just be gone. And the only way that you were finding them is through other people re-uploading that shit. Yet, they are living again. Open and available through good old games. They are available again. These old ass PC titles which laid the foundation for gaming on the personal computer. Yet, that's like a re-release. Fuck that. It's stopping them from making things. Do you realize how asinine it is after a while? The more and more that you continue down this path of just bitching about this kind of stuff. Alpha, but you're just bitching about people that are just bitching because it's fucking infuriating. It really is. Like, I don't know how else to get through to people other than discussing this shit in a way that might make sense to somebody out there. When I see this stuff, like, I literally sat on Twitter for a while. Yes, you should be. Follow me on Twitter, because I'm active as fuck on there, and most people are just like, Alpha, I thought you died. Did you check Twitter or Facebook or Tumblr or Instagram or the other fucking videos and shit that I post on other people's channels and live streams and podcasts I did? Well, no. shit. On Twitter, I sat there going and talking about this stuff at great length, and then went off on mini rants, and then was that, hey, when are you gonna make your next rant video? So it seemed like a good day. Seemed like a good day when talking about that because it's just such a common factor that I come across, and I know that's frustrating for game developers because I've talked to them about this kind of shit. I've talked to them about lots of different things within the gaming industry, stuff that they're working on, the way that people go and just react to all their shit, all sorts of different things. And it's just stop. Who the fuck cares? So long as you're getting new games, re-releases of games that came out on the Wii U, which guess what? If you didn't ever hear about this, the Wii U didn't sell all that well. So taking all the very good games on the Wii U and porting them to the Switch, which is doing phenomenal by comparison, makes tons of business sense. And for consumers, that makes a lot more sense because how many millions of people didn't buy a Wii U? And how many more millions didn't buy those individual games? Well, this is their second shot at trying to go and recoup the cost of developing those games by breathing new life into it, by putting it onto the newest and current platform from Nintendo. Do you not see how that makes sense? Shit, I'd be doing that stuff every fucking day if possible. It makes sense to go and do that stuff. I don't fucking get why anybody takes an issue with it. When stuff was re-released on PS4, who the fuck cares? Guess what? While you enjoyed it, there was some kid out there that wasn't old enough to be able to even get that fucking game. Now they're going to fucking college and they can enjoy that shit on a current gen platform, continuing to support the franchise, to continue to support the development team, and to see a continuation of that series from there on forward. That's how this shit works. It's all business. Supply and fucking demand, and you're gonna get upset about it? Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up and enjoy a goddamn game, for real. I'm hoping that they port even more Wii U games. I would love to see HD ports of some Nintendo Wii games. You're gonna get mad about that? Oh man, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 bundled together in glorious high definition. Yeah, I'd be all over that bitch in a fucking heartbeat. Lickety split, that shit would be inside my house getting played to fucking hell and back. But people are gonna be bitching and complaining, what, because it came out on the fucking Nintendo Wii? Guess we don't need to ever touch it ever again, folks. It was already released once. Don't ever touch it. That's a fucking no-no, because somebody will bitch about it. While you're sitting there with a fucking goddamn droopy diaper having a problem with this kind of stuff, everybody's out there just fucking enjoying it or ignoring it and focusing on the games that are actually catching their fucking attention because they already own that shit or played that shit or don't care about that shit. There you go. That's all. I went to get shit off my chest and I needed to. Anyway, this is AlphaOmegaSin, as always, nerds, nerdettes, and gamers game the fuck on!